Chelsea are top of the league. The world is right again. Normality has been restored. And yes, well, I do mean that, but also that's only in the last 5 games or so. But you get what I'm saying. Progression. We're looking better. Chelsea travel to Merseyside to face one of our longest standing rivals. Not only that, but the meetings as of late have all ended in draws. What was once a glorious fixture from the days of Jose and Rafa, Garcia's ghost goal, Champions League nights, Gerrard's slip, Demba Ba's goal, that Hazard goal as well. The battles were and have been impeccable. But as of late, the fixtures, the results, the drama, it hasn't been there. In fact, the two teams are in probably the stinkiest era, I think, of any two top 6 teams that we've ever seen. It has been 3 years since either side last won a game in this fixture. The 4th of March, 2021. Chelsea registered the last victory in this tie, a 1-0 win at Anfield, no less, with a goal from Mr. Mason Mount. Since then, it's been 7 straight back-to-back draws. Before our last meeting at the beginning of the season, we'd seen 4 straight 0-0 draws. A catastrophe, a travesty. What was once a fixture that was must-see on television has descended to a draw fest like no other. I've never seen anything like it. 8 goals scored in total over the 7 games we've last played that have all ended in draws. It's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. But for Chelsea, as I've said, coming into this game, we sit atop the form table over the last 5 games. Many would argue that surely cannot be. However, the facts speak for themselves. 12 points from our last 5. Progress is there. Progress is there, and it's clear as day and for all to see. We finally hit the curve. Who knows? Who knows? We're showing progress. Forget the blunder against Middlesbrough. We made light work of them in the return fixture, and we're into the final against the Scousers. Forget losing to Wolves back in December, which kind of dented our form and would have made us even better at the top of the table. We've got Wolves on Sunday, so we can take care of that and amend what was, in hindsight, a totally unnecessary loss to acquire. That said, for Liverpool, it's all going right, and until the recent news, of course, surrounding Mr. Jurgen Klopp. Just 1 loss in the last 15 in all competitions, just 1 loss so far this season. In fact, they sit atop the table, the proper table, at 5 points clear of Manchester City with 1 game more played. However, things are looking good for Klopp in his final season at Anfield. However, there comes a time when streaks must end. Like The Undertaker, there comes a time where someone must lose. They must come out triumphant. Someone's O has got to go, and there's been plenty of O's. We had 4 of them back to back not long ago. We cannot, well, we can. We can, but we cannot continue this drawing streak on what could be Klopp's 200th victory in the Premier League. Chelsea must be the ones to stop that, to bring the party to an end, crash the party, or grieving, or whatever it is that Liverpool fans are doing at the moment. I've seen a lot of people comparing it to people and their family passing away. And whilst it is obviously very sad, a legend for them, but yeah. The news obviously broke that he'd been leaving. We have to face him for the first time in the league since the news, as the first club to face Liverpool in the league, and also in the league at Anfield since the news. And we also have to face them, as I said, in what could be his last domestic cup final for Liverpool. We've done great so far against many of the top 6 teams this season. Manchester United was a little bit dicey. We should have beaten Arsenal. We drew against Liverpool in the opening game of the season. Tottenham got battered, as they always do. Man City, a 4-4 draw. Can we have a game like that? If it does end the draw again, can we get a 4-4 draw? It should be one like that. We miss the old days. We really do. Sure, this is without a doubt our biggest test of those games. But in these games, for the most part, we've shown a side that we otherwise don't see against the sides that we should be beating. They are the ones we struggle against the most so far this season. So in this game, whilst I absolutely see this ending with one team or the other winning, I really don't see why it couldn't possibly be Chelsea, especially with players returning, of which team news, and it's good news. Nkunku returns to full fitness and will be available for selection. Malo Gusto too will be available. And with Colwill out with a tendon problem, he could be straight into the mix, which sounds good to me. Disasi, not the Colwill being injured, but either way, just Gusto playing. I love watching him play. Disasi to fall into the centre-back role with Thiago Silva, Chile out on the left, and Gusto on the right. Again, sounds good to me. In midfield, I reckon it's the regular three: Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, and Gallagher. I'd be silly to think that Sterling wouldn't be starting in a game of this magnitude, so he's on the left. Madueke on the right, with Breuer possibly on the move. We had rejected a proposal from Wolves for Armando Breuer. It's a bit up in the air, but obviously this game lands on deadline day. I very much doubt he'll be travelling with the squad. And with Jackson returning from the African Cup of Nations, it's unlikely that he will be available, but you never know. You never know. He is match fit, so, you know, if he's back in time, you never know. But I'm going to stick with Palmer up top once again. Predictions-wise, if it's another draw, so be it. But I refer back to what I was saying earlier about it. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it can be anything like the Man City game earlier on in the season. But please let it be an entertaining one nonetheless. We actually got to see goals the last time out, so let's pray. Let's at least pray for that once again. Realistically, however, I think either side will win this. I just... It can't be a draw. It just can't be a draw. I cannot fathom 8 draws in a row. Can you believe what you'd be seeing if that happens? And I know it's almost like a roulette wheel. It's as likely to be a win, a draw, or a loss every time you go out, as much as it is any number on the wheel. But I think Liverpool could easily grab the game by the neck. But likewise, if the game plan is correct, like it has been in many of the big games we've had so far this season, I think we could cause a not so surprising upset. With that in mind, I'm going with a 2-1 win either way. It could go either way. The atmosphere should be a little bit raised. It should be a little bit raised, given the recent news on Klopp and it being the first Premier League game since, and the looming 200th win that is up for grabs. But in these big games, I think it's entirely possible for Chelsea to pick up all 3 points.